Have you ever paused at the end of a month, perhaps looking over bank statements or receipts, and found yourself wondering exactly where all the money went? It's a common feeling, certainly not unique to any age group, but perhaps it feels a little different now, in this chapter of life. Managing finances can sometimes seem more complex than it used to, or maybe the stakes just feel higher. You've worked hard over the years, built a life, perhaps raised a family, saved diligently, and now, as you navigate retirement or your later working years, ensuring that your money supports the life you want to live becomes absolutely paramount. It's about security, it's about independence, and it's about peace of mind, isn't it? That feeling of knowing where you stand, understanding your financial picture clearly, is truly invaluable. The financial landscape often shifts significantly as we get older. For many, income streams change. Perhaps you've transitioned from a regular salary to relying on pensions, Social Security, or drawing down on savings and investments. This often means working with a more fixed income, where there's less flexibility than there might have been during your peak earning years. Suddenly, budgeting isn't just about making ends meet. It's about carefully stewarding resources that need to last, potentially for many years to come. Inflation, that quiet nibbler, can also make a noticeable difference over time, stretching the purchasing power of your fixed income thinner than you might have initially planned. You see the cost of groceries creep up, the price of gasoline fluctuate, utility bills rise. These aren't abstract economic concepts. They directly impact your day-to-day living and your long-term comfort. Then there are the expenses. While some costs might decrease in retirement, maybe commuting costs vanish, or work wardrobe expenses disappear, others can emerge or increase. Healthcare, quite naturally, becomes a more significant consideration for many. Even with good insurance like Medicare, there can be co-pays, deductibles, prescription costs, dental work, vision care, or perhaps the need for hearing aids or assistive devices, all adding up. Maintaining a home, whether it's the family home you've lived in for decades or a smaller place you've downsized to, still involves upkeep, property taxes, insurance, and the occasional unexpected repair, a leaky roof, a furnace that gives out, or an appliance that needs replacing. These aren't luxuries, they're necessities that require financial planning. And beyond the essentials, there are the things that make life truly enjoyable. Perhaps you dream of traveling more, pursuing hobbies you finally have time for, helping out your children or grandchildren, or contributing to causes you believe in. These goals also require a clear understanding of your financial capacity. Having a solid grasp on your budget allows you to plan for these things, to make conscious choices about how you allocate your resources rather than simply reacting to expenses as they arise. It's about moving from a position of hoping things will work out to knowing they can, because you have a plan. For generations, managing money often involved meticulous record-keeping with pen and paper, balancing checkbooks down to the penny, perhaps using an envelope system for different spending categories. These methods absolutely worked, and for some, they still do. There's a certain tactile satisfaction in manually tracking your finances. However, let's be honest, it can also be time-consuming, require careful organization, good eyesight for reading small print on receipts and statements, and a fair bit of mental arithmetic. As life brings changes, perhaps in energy levels, mobility, or even cognitive function like memory, these traditional methods might start to feel a bit burdensome or prone to errors. A missed entry or a calculation mistake could lead to unnecessary worry or confusion. Now, here's where the conversation often takes an interesting turn. We live in an age brimming with technology. Smartphones, tablets, computers, they're everywhere, offering tools and applications, or apps, for almost everything imaginable, including managing money. And perhaps, when you hear the term budgeting app, your first reaction is one of hesitation, maybe even a little bit of skepticism or apprehension. That is perfectly understandable. If you didn't grow up with this technology constantly at your fingertips, the idea of entrusting your sensitive financial information to a program on a phone or computer can feel daunting. You might worry about security. Is your data safe? You might feel overwhelmed by the sheer number of options available, or concerned about the learning curve. Will it be too complicated to figure out? Maybe you find the small screens difficult to read, or the touch controls fiddly. Perhaps you've heard stories about online scams or data breaches, and you feel safer sticking to what you know. These are all valid concerns shared by many people, not just seniors. The digital world can indeed feel like a very different place, with its own language and rules. But what if I were to suggest that, despite these understandable reservations, some of these modern digital tools could actually make managing your finances easier, more transparent, and less stressful than the old ways? What if technology, rather than being a barrier, could become a helpful assistant, designed to give you greater clarity and control over your money, right from the comfort of your own home, perhaps even from your favorite armchair? It might sound counterintuitive at first, but many budgeting apps and online tools are being developed with user-friendliness in mind. They can automate tasks that used to take hours, like tracking spending across different categories. They can present your financial situation in clear, visual ways. Think simple charts and graphs that help you understand patterns and trends at a glance, something that's much harder to achieve with piles of paper receipts. Some even offer features specifically helpful for users who might have challenges with vision, allowing you to adjust text size or use voice commands. And when it comes to security, reputable financial apps often employ sophisticated measures, sometimes even more robust than keeping paper records that could be lost, stolen, or damaged. The goal here isn't to push anyone into using technology they're uncomfortable with. It's simply to open a door, to explore the possibility that these tools could be genuinely beneficial, helping you achieve that invaluable peace of mind that comes from knowing exactly where you stand financially. Imagine being able to see clearly and simply how much you're spending on groceries versus healthcare versus leisure each month. Imagine getting automatic reminders when bills are due, helping you avoid late fees. Imagine setting savings goals for that special trip, or a fund for unexpected repairs, and watching your progress automatically. These tools aim to provide clarity and empower you to make informed decisions, ensuring your money is working effectively to support the life you want to lead. In our conversation today, we're going to delve into this world together, gently and clearly. We'll talk about the different kinds of budgeting apps and digital tools that are particularly well-suited for seniors, highlighting features that prioritize ease of use and accessibility. We'll discuss how they work, what benefits they offer, and importantly, how to address those valid concerns about security and privacy. We'll look at practical tips for choosing the right tool for your needs and comfort level, and how to get started without feeling overwhelmed. Think of this not as a technical manual, but as a friendly guide exploring options that could potentially simplify a crucial aspect of your life, freeing up your time and energy for the things that matter most. It's about harnessing these modern conveniences on your own terms to gain greater confidence and control over your financial well-being. Let's explore how these tools might just become trusted allies in managing your money wisely and living your retirement years to the fullest. Now that we've acknowledged the potential usefulness of these modern financial tools and perhaps eased some initial hesitations, Let's delve deeper into exactly how they can help you manage your money more effectively and with less stress. Think of these budgeting apps and online platforms not as replacements for your own good judgment, but as capable assistants, working quietly in the background to organize information and present it to you in a way that's easy to understand and act upon. There's quite a variety out there, from simple, free apps to more comprehensive subscription services, but many share core features designed to bring clarity to your finances. We'll explore some of the most valuable features, particularly those that resonate with the needs and priorities often found in our later years. Perhaps the single most transformative feature many of these tools offer is automated expense tracking and categorization. Remember those hours spent manually entering numbers from receipts into a ledger, or trying to decipher cryptic entries on a bank statement? These tools can largely eliminate that chore. Here's how it typically works. With your permission, you securely link your bank accounts and credit cards to the budgeting app. Once linked, the app automatically imports your transaction data. It doesn't just list them. It intelligently analyzes them and assigns them to predefined categories: groceries, utilities, healthcare, dining out, transportation, entertainment, and so on. Suddenly, instead of a long, undifferentiated list of debits and credits, you have a clear, organized picture of where your money is actually going. Why is this so helpful, especially now? When you're working with a fixed income, understanding precisely where each dollar is allocated becomes crucial. It's not about penny pinching in a restrictive way. It's about awareness. You might discover, for instance, that small, frequent purchases in a particular category are adding up to more than you realized. Maybe those daily coffee shop visits or streaming service subscriptions are consuming a larger slice of the pie than intended. Or perhaps you'll see clearly how much is being spent on healthcare copays and prescriptions, validating the need to budget specifically for that category. This automated tracking provides near real-time feedback. You don't have to wait until the end of the month and sift through paperwork to understand your spending patterns. You can often see it updated daily within the app. Imagine Margaret, who always felt her grocery bills were high but couldn't pinpoint why. Her budgeting app automatically categorized her supermarket spending, showing her not just the total, but also allowing her to tag specific large purchases. She realized she was making more frequent small trips than she thought, each involving a few impulse buys. Seeing the pattern clearly laid out helped her consolidate her shopping trips and stick more closely to her list, freeing up funds for her gardening hobby. The time saved is also significant. Those hours previously spent on manual reconciliation can now be devoted to activities you genuinely enjoy. It removes a layer of tedious administrative work from your life, reducing potential frustration and freeing up mental energy. Of course, no system is perfect. Occasionally, an app might miscategorize a transaction. Perhaps a purchase at a large store that sells everything gets put in the wrong bucket. Most apps allow you to easily review and correct these categorizations, and they often learn your preferences over time, becoming more accurate. The key is that the bulk of the tedious work is done for you, leaving you with just minor adjustments. Building directly on automated tracking is the ability to create and monitor a personalized budget. Knowing where your money has gone is insightful, but knowing how it aligns with your plan is where true financial control lies. Most budgeting apps allow you to set spending targets for different categories based on your income and financial goals. You might decide, for example, to allocate a certain amount each month for groceries, another amount for utilities, something for leisure, and perhaps a specific sum towards savings or debt repayment. Once you've set up your budget within the app, It works hand in hand with the automated expense tracking. As transactions come in and get categorized, the app automatically deducts them from your budgeted amount for that category. This is where the visual aspect often comes into play and proves incredibly helpful. Instead of just numbers on a page, many apps use simple visual aids like progress bars or color coding. You can see at a glance how much of your grocery budget you've used halfway through the month. A green bar might mean you're well within limits. Yellow could indicate you're approaching your limit, and red might signal you've gone over. This immediate visual feedback is far more intuitive for many people than calculating percentages manually. It allows you to make adjustments during the month, not just react after the fact. If you see your dining out budget is getting used up quickly, you might decide to cook at home more for the rest of the month. Conversely, if you're consistently underspending in a category, you might realize you can reallocate those funds towards a savings goal or another area where you need more flexibility. Consider George, who, as we mentioned, wanted to save for a trip. He set a specific monthly savings goal within his app. He also set realistic spending limits for other categories like entertainment and hobbies. The app showed him clearly each week how he was tracking against these limits. Seeing the trip fund bar grow while keeping other spending bars in the green provided powerful motivation and discipline. It turned budgeting from a chore into a tool that actively helped him achieve something he really cared about. Setting up the initial budget does require some thought, looking at past spending, which the app can help you see, and aligning it with your current income and priorities. But once established, the ongoing monitoring becomes largely automated and significantly less demanding. Another area where these digital tools can bring immense relief is bill payment reminders and management. Keeping track of various due dates for utilities, credit cards, insurance premiums, property taxes, and potentially medical bills can be a mental load. Missing a payment, even unintentionally, can lead to late fees, interest charges, and unnecessary stress. Many budgeting apps include features specifically designed to prevent this. You can often input your regular bills and their due dates, and the app will send you timely reminders, perhaps a few days before the due date and again on the day itself, via notifications on your phone or tablet, or sometimes through email. This acts as a safety net, especially helpful if memory isn't quite as sharp as it once was, or if you simply have a lot of different payment dates to juggle. Imagine Evelyn's relief. She used to keep a complicated calendar system and still occasionally worried she'd missed something. Now her app reliably flags upcoming bills, giving her ample time to ensure funds are available and make the payment. Some apps even integrate with online bill pay services, allowing you to pay bills directly from within the app, further streamlining the process. Of course, you still need to ensure you have sufficient funds in your account to cover the bill, and some people prefer the control of initiating payments manually through their bank's website. But the reminder function alone is invaluable for avoiding accidental oversights and the associated costs and anxieties. It centralizes the information, reducing the need to keep track of multiple paper bills or emails, bringing order to what can otherwise feel like a chaotic process. Now, let's directly address a crucial point we touched on earlier: accessibility. It's a perfectly valid concern that technology, especially on smaller screens, can be difficult to use if you have vision challenges or perhaps issues with manual dexterity, like arthritis in your hands. The good news is that developers are increasingly recognizing the importance of making their tools usable for everyone, including seniors. When exploring budgeting apps, look specifically for those that highlight accessibility features. This might include the ability to significantly increase the font size, making text easier to read without straining your eyes. Some offer high-contrast modes which use color combinations, like black and white or yellow and blue, that are easier to distinguish for those with certain types of vision impairment. Interfaces are sometimes designed with larger buttons and simpler layouts, reducing visual clutter and making navigation more straightforward, requiring less precise tapping. For those who find typing difficult, some apps might integrate with your device's built-in voice command features, allowing you to ask questions about your budget or even dictate notes. Arthur, who found reading bank statements a real struggle due to his eyesight, specifically sought out a budgeting app known for its adjustable text size. Being able to comfortably read his financial information on his tablet screen was a game-changer, transforming a frustrating task into a manageable one. While not every app excels in this area, many reputable ones do offer these options. It often just requires checking the app's description or settings menu to see what accessibility features are available. Choosing a tool that feels comfortable and easy for you to physically interact with is just as important as the financial features it offers. Beyond the day-to-day tracking and budgeting, many tools also provide valuable reporting and goal-setting features. They can compile your financial data and present it in easy-to-understand reports or charts, showing trends over time. You might see a pie chart illustrating your spending breakdown for the past month or year, or a line graph showing how your savings have grown. This bigger picture view can be incredibly insightful for long-term planning. Seeing these trends visually can highlight areas where you've made progress, or where adjustments might be needed. For instance, seeing your utility costs charted over a year might prompt you to look into energy-saving measures. Furthermore, many apps allow you to set specific financial goals. This could be anything from building an emergency fund, highly recommended for unexpected expenses like home repairs or medical bills, saving for a specific purchase like a new appliance or a vacation, planning for future healthcare costs, or setting aside money for gifts for grandchildren. You define the goal amount and perhaps a target date between now, and the app helps you track your progress. Seeing that goal marker move closer each month as you contribute can be incredibly motivating and reinforcing. David and Sarah, planning for potential future home care needs, used their app to set up a dedicated savings goal. The app automatically allocated a set amount each month and showed them a projection of when they might reach their target. This provided not only a practical saving mechanism, but also significant peace of mind, knowing they were proactively planning for the future. These reporting and goal features transform budgeting from a simple tracking exercise into a powerful tool for achieving your long-term financial aspirations and security. Finally, let's revisit the crucial topic of security, as it's often the biggest hurdle for people considering these tools. It is absolutely right to be cautious about your financial information online. Reputable budgeting apps understand this and employ robust security measures often comparable to those used by banks themselves. Look for apps that use strong encryption, often described as bank-level or 256-bit AES encryption, to protect your data both when it's being transmitted and when it's stored. Many require multi-factor authentication, MFA or 2FA, for logging in. This means that even if someone guesses your password, they'd also need access to your phone or email to approve the login, adding a significant layer of security. Furthermore, many budgeting apps connect to your bank accounts using read-only access. This means the app can see your transaction data to categorize it, but it does not have the ability to move money, make withdrawals, or perform transactions on your behalf. This separation significantly reduces risk. Think about it. Keeping paper bank statements or financial records at home carries its own risks. They could be lost, stolen in a break-in, or destroyed in a fire or flood. Secure digital storage protected by encryption and strong authentication, can often be a safer alternative. Margaret, initially very wary, felt reassured when she learned about the read-only access and encryption used by the app she chose. She also made sure to use a strong, unique password and enabled two-factor authentication, feeling confident that her digital financial overview was well protected. Choosing well-established, reputable apps, keeping your device's software updated, using strong passwords, and being aware of common online scams like phishing emails are all crucial parts of staying safe online, whether you're using a budgeting app or any other internet service. These features, automated tracking, intuitive budgeting, bill reminders, accessibility options, insightful reporting, goal setting, and robust security, represent the core ways that modern budgeting tools can serve as powerful allies in managing your finances during your senior years. They aim to replace manual drudgery with automation, confusion with clarity, and anxiety with control, empowering you to make informed decisions and ensure your resources are aligned with the life you want to live. So, we've journeyed together through the landscape of modern budgeting tools, exploring how these digital assistants might offer a helping hand in managing your finances during these important years. We started by acknowledging that feeling many of us share, that desire for clarity and control over our money, especially when navigating the shifts that come with retirement or later life, like fixed incomes, changing expenses, and the simple wish for security and peace of mind. We recognize the understandable hesitation some might feel towards adopting new technology, the worries about complexity or security, but we also open the door to the possibility that these tools, approached thoughtfully, could actually simplify rather than complicate this essential aspect of life. In our exploration, we uncovered some truly valuable features that many budgeting apps and online platforms offer. Remember the power of automated expense tracking? We talked about how liberating it can be to let technology handle the tedious task of gathering and sorting your spending information. No more hours hunched over receipts and statements trying to make sense of it all. Instead, you gain a clear, automatically updated picture of where your money is flowing. Groceries, healthcare, utilities, leisure, categorized for easy understanding. This isn't about being watched. It's about gaining awareness, identifying spending patterns you might not have noticed otherwise, like Margaret discovering her frequent small shopping trips added up. It transforms financial management from a chore into a source of insight, freeing up your precious time and mental energy. That clarity, that instant feedback on your spending habits, is the essential first step towards making informed decisions. Building on that foundation of awareness, we discussed the crucial role of creating and monitoring a personalized budget. These tools move beyond simply showing you where money went. They help you align your spending with your intentions and goals. We saw how setting spending targets for different categories, visualized perhaps with those simple, intuitive progress bars or colors, allows you to see instantly how you're doing throughout the month. Are you on track with your grocery budget? Is your entertainment spending aligned with your plan? This isn't about rigid restriction. It's about conscious allocation. It empowers you to make proactive adjustments, ensuring your spending reflects your priorities. Whether that's saving diligently for a future goal like George's trip, managing essential costs effectively, or simply ensuring there's enough left over for the things that bring you joy. It puts you firmly in the driver's seat, making deliberate choices rather than reacting passively to expenditures. We also addressed the practical, often nagging worry of managing bills. The bill payment reminder features offered by many apps act as a valuable safety net. Getting those timely notifications before a due date can significantly reduce the stress of juggling multiple payment deadlines for utilities, insurance, credit cards, and more. It helps prevent accidental oversights that can lead to frustrating late fees or interest charges. For Evelyn, this meant replacing a complex manual system with reliable digital prompts, bringing a welcome sense of order and reducing anxiety. This feature isn't necessarily about paying the bill through the app, though some offer that, but about providing that crucial, timely nudge, ensuring nothing falls through the cracks, which is especially helpful as life sometimes presents us with more to keep track of or occasional memory lapses. Crucially, we confronted the potential barrier of accessibility. We acknowledged that technology needs to work for everyone, regardless of physical challenges. The good news is that many developers are listening. We highlighted the importance of looking for apps that offer features like adjustable font sizes, high-contrast viewing modes, simpler layouts with larger buttons, and even integration with voice commands. Finding a tool that feels comfortable and easy for you to see and interact with, like Arthur did with his chosen app's larger text, is paramount. Technology should adapt to your needs, not the other way around. This focus on accessibility means that the benefits of digital budgeting tools are increasingly available to individuals who might have felt excluded by earlier iterations of technology, breaking down barriers and ensuring these helpful resources are truly within reach. Beyond the immediate mechanics of tracking and budgeting, we explored the value of reporting and goal-setting features. Seeing your financial data presented visually, perhaps in charts showing spending trends over months or years, or illustrating how different categories make up your overall expenses, provides a powerful long-term perspective. It helps you understand the bigger picture, identify patterns, and make strategic adjustments. Are your savings consistently growing? Are healthcare costs trending upwards as expected? This insight is invaluable for planning, and the ability to set specific financial goals within the app, whether it's for an emergency fund, a special purchase, future needs like David and Sarah's planning or helping family, adds a layer of motivation and purpose. Watching your progress towards those tangible goals provides positive reinforcement and transforms budgeting from a mere tracking exercise into a dynamic tool for achieving your aspirations and securing your future. And underpinning all of this is the critical consideration of security. We addressed the valid concerns about protecting your financial information online. We emphasized that reputable apps employ robust measures like bank-level encryption and multi-factor authentication to safeguard your data. Understanding that many apps use read-only access, meaning they can see transactions but cannot initiate them, should provide significant reassurance, as it did for Margaret. While maintaining good online safety practices like using strong passwords and being wary of scams is always essential, the security infrastructure of well-established financial apps is often very strong, potentially offering greater protection against loss or theft than traditional paper records. Choosing trusted providers and enabling available security features allows you to leverage these tools with confidence. Now, let's step back for a moment and reflect on what this all means in the broader context of your life. Embracing these tools isn't just about numbers and apps. It's about cultivating a mindset of empowerment and intentionality regarding your finances. For too long, budgeting has perhaps carried connotations of scarcity or restriction. But viewed through the lens of these modern tools, it becomes an act of stewardship, carefully managing the resources you've worked so hard to accumulate, ensuring they serve you well throughout your retirement years. It's about transforming potential anxiety about money into a sense of quiet confidence. When you have clarity about your financial situation, when you have a plan you can easily monitor, it frees up mental space. It can lead to less worry, better sleep, and a greater feeling of control over your circumstances. That feeling of control is incredibly valuable, particularly in a world that can sometimes feel unpredictable. Managing your finances proactively is also intrinsically linked to maintaining your independence and pursuing the life you envision. Whether your goals involve travel, hobbies, supporting loved ones, ensuring comfortable housing, or having a buffer for unexpected health needs, a clear understanding of your financial capacity is essential. These tools can help you map out the possibilities, make informed trade-offs, and track your progress towards those goals. It's about making sure your money actively supports your desired lifestyle rather than dictating its limits through uncertainty or confusion. In an era where people are often living longer, more active retirements, having a sustainable financial plan, facilitated by tools that make management easier, becomes even more crucial. Of course, adopting any new technology, especially if it feels unfamiliar, takes a little time and patience. Be kind to yourself in this process. You don't need to become a tech expert overnight. Perhaps start small. Choose one specific feature that resonates most with you. Maybe just the automated expense tracking to begin with, or the bill reminders. Explore different apps. Many offer free versions or trial periods. Read reviews, perhaps talk to friends or family who might be using similar tools. Look for resources specifically designed to help seniors navigate technology. The goal isn't to master every feature immediately, but to find a tool and a process that feels comfortable, manageable, and genuinely helpful to you. There is no single right app or approach. The best one is the one that fits your needs, your comfort level, and ultimately makes managing your finances feel less burdensome and more empowering. Ultimately, taking steps to gain clarity and control over your finances is one of the most empowering actions you can take for your overall well-being. These budgeting apps and digital tools are simply resources, potentially very powerful ones, that can assist you in that endeavor. They offer the promise of automation to reduce tedious work, clarity to replace confusion, structure to aid planning, and security features to provide peace of mind. By leveraging these capabilities, you can gain a deeper understanding of your financial landscape, make more confident decisions, and ensure your resources are working effectively to support the life you deserve. It's about harnessing modern convenience, not for its own sake, but to achieve timeless goals. Security, independence, and the freedom to focus on the people, activities, and experiences that bring richness and meaning to your days. So, let the final thought be this. Managing your money in your senior years doesn't have to be a source of stress or uncertainty. With the right tools and a proactive mindset, it can be a source of confidence and control. Exploring these modern budgeting options could be a significant step towards achieving greater financial peace of mind, allowing you to navigate your future with assurance and focus wholeheartedly on living your life to the fullest. You have the wisdom of experience. Combining that with the helpful assistance technology can offer might just be the key to unlocking a more secure and serene financial chapter.